right there is because you guys have an extremely powerful platform, more than anybody. There's kids that are hurting so bad, you have no idea. No idea. And I see it, when I think about making a dent in domestic violence, there's 15,779 people in Philadelphia, according to Women Against Abuse, that have been turned away from safe havens. Women Against Abuse can't even house the people that need safety right now. I have some stats that I wanted to show you up there. See that? 15,751 requests for safety have been turned away in 1 year, which is 28% higher than the year before in Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, then every year, 2,000 women die of injury due to this domestic violence. And in Philadelphia, over 5,000 arrests of our young men is domestic violence. And an average of more than 3 women are murdered by their husband or their boyfriends each day in this country. The idea is, I believe with all of me, that coaches can start to make a dent in that. It's called prevention. We're doing a lot of intervention in Philadelphia, and we really aren't getting ahead at all. But prevention is the key, and I believe it starts with coaches. Coaches, like Nick said, they affect more young men in a season than I can't imagine. Any basketball, soccer, all of it, coaches. If you have 60 young men that you start to do prevention, my young men here, James and Javon and them, they used to say to me, Miss V, that's an idea. Yes, that's abuse, son. Don't do that. Oh, okay. Knowledge is power. I'm looking for you to drop some knowledge in some young men so that they can prevent and be the answer instead of the problem. The other thing is, it's really good when my guys can see another guy treating a girl wrong and go, hey, don't do that, man. Now we got a double thing of prevention going on. And this is where some of you guys may come in. I understand, most of you are believers. You got the verses down. You're doing it for a good reason. Which makes ODAP and coaching boys and men even better. But the idea is, we could use you as ambassadors. We can use you to help people, to help prevent with some of your young men. And so I'm asking you to be in your playbook too. And I'm just very simple. When we first start off with you guys, we ask that your players fill out a survey, anonymous. You don't have to put your name on it. All you do is have them fill it out. This is so we know where they are with relationships and how they think. Then after we do that, I would like to present to your youth. For your team, say your team, whatever your team is, I'd like the opportunity to talk to them and help them understand. And hear the questions that my young men ask me. What is it? That's really abuse? Why is that abuse? You have some good conversations that way. So I'd like to be introduced to them. I'd like to have an opportunity to talk to them, your team. And the other thing, like Nick said, we're going to do this thing at the camp. We want 2 of your players to come that you feel are good leaders so we can bring them back into your teams and help them do prevention. And when it comes down to guys that are troubled, which I've had that too, guys sit next to me and, I don't know really why he's there at first. Next thing he's telling me, Miss V, I feel like I'm becoming like my father. He beats my mom. Well, now this guy who's going through that, I can tell him, and we scientists show, that even if you were in that kind of situation, you can change that. And it's by concern. That coach right there, the way he loved on that gentleman, you have no idea what he probably saved him from. So I'm a firm believer that you guys, you coaches in here, that are going to coach these teams, you're going to be like a major instrument when it comes to prevention. And I just want to say thank you, Nick, too, because Nick mentioned something about how sometimes when I presented coaching boys and the men, if somebody has an issue themselves, like I had a man say to me one time, I'm an abuser. Just because I presented a little bit more than I'm presenting to you right now, like what it is, what it's not, red flags. I've spoke at the community college, and the gentleman that invited me there says to me, You know, I need to do better with my wife. So at the end of the day, it is one of those things where you kind of get touched, kind of. I know, we've talked about this. And one of the gentlemen, like Nick said, he just never showed up again. So I hope that you embrace it fully and see the potential that it has as far as prevention. So that's me, I'm done.